Prince Harry right now is in London this week for charity work, but it looks like he will not be staying at Buckingham Palace. According to multiple reports, Harry's team says it has accepted an invitation to stay there, but the palace is claiming he missed a key deadline to RSVP, throwing this entire situation up into flux.
The tension between Meghan Markle and the royal family appears to be getting harder to ignore. From awkward public moments to reported private disagreements, critics have pointed to several occasions where the distance between Meghan and the royals looked painfully obvious. Here are 10 moments that fueled claims the family wanted very little to do with Meghan. And keep an eye on number 9, because that one may catch you off guard. When Harry reportedly announced plans to travel to the UK with Meghan and the children, King Charles was said to have offered him a room at Buckingham Palace.
Prince Harry isn't staying. The reason being is because Harry formally declined that invitation on Saturday morning. Then later on in the day, Buckingham Palace says, he changed his mind and said, no, I am going to stay in Buckingham Palace, thank you very much. Then Buckingham Palace wrote back saying, it's too late.
Think about that for a second. His own father was apparently offering him a place to stay inside one of the most famous royal residences in the world. Yet reports claimed Harry did not respond in time. Eventually, the offer was reportedly withdrawn. Then came another twist. Meghan was reportedly unhappy about how the situation was handled, with some coverage framing the move as an insult. Critics quickly pointed out the irony, given how much distance Harry and Meghan had already created between themselves and royal life after moving to California.
Apparently had a witness present when Harry and Meghan came to visit. This is interesting. This is according to page 6. So King Charles, in addition to having them go through security screenings, as we told you last week, getting frisked and getting pat down like they're going through TSA, a little bit of physical affection, King Charles had a witness at his July 10th reunion with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
From that angle, Charles withdrawing an unanswered offer looked less like a royal snub and more like the palace saying, "You missed your chance." And when Harry later reportedly requested accommodation at Buckingham Palace, the answer was said to be no. According to reports, palace officials maintained that his response had simply come too late. Then came an even bigger claim. Despite Meghan previously showing little interest in returning to Britain, reports allege that she and Harry met King Charles at Highgrove House on July 10, 2026.
King Charles has reportedly directly warned Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to stop publicly talking about the royal family.
But the story did not stop at a simple family reunion. Some reports painted the meeting as tense, suggesting Charles still had major concerns about trust. One particularly explosive allegation claimed Meghan and Harry were checked for hidden recording equipment before the meeting. That claim has not been established as fact, but if accurate, it would show just how deep the distrust had allegedly become. Reports also claimed Charles delivered a serious warning before the visit ended. The message was allegedly simple. If Harry and Meghan wanted to maintain meaningful ties with the royal family, private palace matters needed to stay private. In other words, family conversations could not keep becoming public content or commercial material. That reported boundary sent a pretty loud message about where things supposedly stood. Frogmore Cottage became another symbol of the growing divide. While Harry and Meghan were working royals, the property underwent major renovations because it was their UK residence.
Now, all traces of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are set to be wiped from Frogmore Cottage. The royals were given the property as a wedding gift by Queen Elizabeth II in 2018. And $2.8 million was spent renovating the place. Sources told The Sun that the cottage is expected to undergo a major revamp.
After they stepped away from royal duties, they eventually gave up the property. Later reports about further changes at Frogmore fueled speculation that traces of the Sussexes were being removed, including photographs and design choices connected to their time there. To critics, it looked like the palace was clearing away reminders of their chapter at Frogmore, but claims that this was deliberately done to erase Harry and Meghan should be treated as interpretation rather than confirmed palace policy. Still, the optics were rough, and royal watchers definitely noticed.
The royal family has remained notably silent on this special day. And the likelihood is we aren't going to get a birthday well-wish from any of them anytime soon.
Then came Meghan's 2026 birthday, and publicly, the palace appeared unusually quiet. No major birthday post, no warm public tribute, and no obvious royal social media celebration. That stood out because King Charles and Queen Camilla had publicly acknowledged Meghan's birthday in 2022, while William and Catherine had also marked previous birthdays. Public birthday messages for Archie and Lilibet have also become much less consistent. For royal watchers used to seeing carefully timed family posts, that change became another talking point.
Hey, the British press is piling on, calling the reunion cold and super awkward. Neither couple seemed eager to interact with each other. Blame is going in all directions. William and Kate for their frosty greetings, and Meghan and Harry for how they handled their royal exit.
Was it a deliberate snub, a new social media policy, or simply part of the family's growing privacy around non-working royals? Whatever the reason, the silence got people talking, and sometimes silence can create more drama than words ever could. Now rewind to the 2020 Commonwealth Day service. The event was supposed to represent unity across the Commonwealth, but cameras captured an interaction between Catherine and Meghan that quickly became a major talking point. Viewers studied every glance and every movement, looking for signs that the rumored tension between the two women was real. At one point, Meghan appeared to acknowledge Catherine, but the interaction looked noticeably chilly on camera.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Prince Andrew have been snubbed from the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Palace balcony ceremony this June. Queen Elizabeth is limiting invitations for the appearance.
Some viewers interpreted Catherine's response as distant, while Meghan seemed to pull back and continue with the event. It became one of those tiny royal moments that exploded online, with people debating whether it was an intentional snub or simply an awkward few seconds caught by the cameras. Either way, the clip gave royal watchers plenty to chew on. By 2022, Harry and Meghan had already stepped away from their roles as working royals, and their relationship with the wider royal family appeared more strained than ever. Even after Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, the family still invited them to certain Platinum Jubilee events in 2022. Because of that, there was plenty of speculation about whether they might appear alongside the working royals. But the answer came fast. Harry and Meghan were not included in the traditional Trooping the Color balcony appearance with the senior working members of the royal family.
Harry and Meghan Markle have officially been demoted. Yes, on the royal family's main website, the couple has gone down a bit, gone from 2 profiles down to one that just says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and essentially says, yeah, they did a couple things, but now they're doing their own thing and please bother them and not us. That is what that is saying.
For many royal watchers, that decision spoke volumes. Harry was still King Charles's son and a member of the family by birth, but his role inside the royal institution had completely changed. Meghan was in the same position. They could attend certain family events, but when it came to that high-profile balcony moment, the line between working and non-working royals was crystal clear. Then there was the Sandringham Summit, and this situation became even more intense. Senior royals gathered in January 2020 to discuss Harry and Meghan's future after the couple announced their intention to step back from senior royal duties. Harry attended the talks, while Meghan was in Canada and reportedly did not participate in person. That immediately sparked talk that Meghan had been pushed to the sidelines. However, the meeting was primarily between Harry, Queen Elizabeth II, then Prince Charles, and Prince William as they worked through the couple's new arrangement.
Let's talk about Prince Harry. Of course, now he's been left off the guest list of this upcoming wedding for his cousin, Peter Phillips, who will be marrying Harriet Sperling. Now, it's interesting that Harry's been left off because it appears, or it's been written that as though the cousin's loyalty is lying with Prince William. I would say that's fair enough.
Whatever happened behind those doors, Harry was the one sitting at the table, while Meghan remained thousands of miles away in Canada. After Queen Elizabeth II died and Charles became king, another noticeable change appeared on the official royal website. Harry and Meghan's position on the site became far less prominent than it had been when they were working royals. Their pages were eventually consolidated into a joint profile explaining that they had stepped back as senior working members of the royal family. For critics, the message looked pretty obvious. Harry and Meghan might still be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they no longer represent the monarchy as working royals. The institution had moved forward with a smaller group carrying out official duties, while the Sussexes were building a separate life in California. But one of the most emotional moments came during Queen Elizabeth's final hours in September 2022. As members of the royal family traveled to Balmoral, early reports indicated that Harry and Meghan were both heading to Scotland. That plan changed, and Harry ultimately traveled without Meghan. Reports later claimed that then Prince Charles had told Harry that Meghan should not come to Balmoral because the gathering was limited to close family. The exact private conversations remain disputed, so those reports should not be treated as confirmed fact. Still, Meghan's absence immediately became another huge source of speculation about just how strained the relationship had become. After the Queen's death, Harry and Meghan joined the royal family for the funeral, where cameras captured every tiny interaction. During the service at Westminster Abbey, the Sussexes were seated in the second row rather than alongside King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Princess Catherine in the front row. Some commentators immediately called the seating arrangement another royal snub. Others pointed out that funeral seating follows protocol and family considerations, meaning a second row seat does not automatically prove someone was deliberately pushed aside. Still, with tensions already running high, even something as simple as a seating plan became headline material. Body language commentators also picked apart the footage, pointing to what they believed was limited interaction between Harry, Meghan, and some senior royals. But body language interpretations are subjective, and a solemn funeral is hardly a normal setting for judging family relationships. Even so, the visible distance only added to the public perception that things behind palace walls were still seriously tense. And then there are the private family gatherings. Over the years, reports have repeatedly focused on whether Harry and Meghan are invited to royal weddings, holidays, celebrations, and other private events. Every missing invitation seems to kick off another round of speculation that the Sussexes are drifting further away from the royal circle. One important correction, though, claims that Harry and Meghan were excluded from Peter Phillips's wedding don't line up with the timeline. Peter Phillips married Autumn Kelly in 2008, years before Harry and Meghan even met. That example should not be used as evidence that Meghan was deliberately excluded. There have still been plenty of reports about strained invitations and private family events, but the facts matter when separating an actual royal snub from internet gossip. So there you have it, 10 moments that royal watchers have pointed to as evidence of the growing distance between Meghan, Harry, and the royal family. Some were clear institutional decisions, while others remain disputed reports, interpretations, or awkward moments that exploded into much bigger controversies. Which moment surprised you the most? Drop your comments down below and tell me what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who follows all the royal drama. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.